Okay. Again, these first two lectures are some basic lecture in which we are just introducing the basic terminologies of economics, yeah, basic terms of economics. Okay, so we have discussed some basic terminologies. Again, uh, the interest rate, we have also discussed it in the previous class. Okay, see, interest rate, profit rate और अर्निंग रेट. ओके, इसके साथ आप लोग कंफ्यूज ना हो कि ये जो है पेवर वो सूद है या रिबा है. सपोज अगर आप मनी इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं ना किसी बिजनेस में, सपोज 10,000 डॉलर आपने अभी इन्वेस्ट किए हैं और आफ्टर 1 ईयर सपोज आपके पास 11,000 डॉलर हैं, तो इट मींस दैट कि ये 1,000 डॉलर जो है ये आपने प्रॉफिट की है. ठीक है, ये आपने अर्निंग की है, लेकिन इकोनॉमिक लैंग्वेज में इसको इंटरेस्ट कहते हैं. ठीक है, सो अगेन डू नॉट जस्ट कंफ्यूज इट दैट इंटरेस्ट इज जस्ट पेवर दैट थिंग. उस केस में फिर है कि अगर आप पेवरली किसी को कर्जा दे और कर्जे के ऊपर आप प्रॉफिट लेते हैं तो ठीक है, फिर वो पेवर इंटरेस्ट है या पेवर सूद है, विच इज हराम इन इस्लाम. ठीक है, लेकिन इसको फिर आप वो इंटरेस्ट नहीं कह सकते, बिकॉज बाद स्टूडेंट अक्सर इस पे ऑब्जेक्शन भी कर सकते हैं या आप करते हैं. ठीक है, कि ये इंटरेस्ट तो वही सूद है या रिबा है. तो इसके साथ आप वो कंफ्यूज ना हो कि इंटरेस्ट रेट कैन आल्सो बी कॉल्ड एज प्रॉफिट रेट और अर्निंग रेट. ठीक है, इफ पेवरली यू इन्वेस्ट योर मनी इन सम बिजनेस, so then maybe you can get some profit from it, 1%, 10%, 20%, 30% profit, 40%. Okay, so in economic language that profit is called that extra amount in unit of time, that how much profit you have obtained in 1 unit, mean the unit of time will be considered as 1 year. So in 1 year how much you have increased, how much you have increased your money, so that rate is called interest. In economics that is called interest. ठीक है, एंड पेवरली इफ यू आर गिविंग सम मनी, अगर किसी को आप कर्जा देते हैं और उसके ऊपर आप लेते हैं तो वो तो फिर हराम है, वो तो इंटरेस्ट, वो तो पेवर इंटरेस्ट है ना. ठीक है, सो इंटरेस्ट इज द परसेंटेज पर यूनिट टाइम. ठीक है, दैट इंटरेस्ट occurred per unit time with respect to the original amount. Mean now how you will find out the interest rate. See, again, from example it will be more clear. Suppose if you have $10,000, okay, after 1 year, for example, that is 12,000 after 1 year, remember. So the time unit is 1 year. So what will be the interest rate? Interest rate will be percentage per unit time. So see, interest rate will be equal to the interest occurred per unit time. So एक साल में इसमें कितना इंक्रीज हुआ है? $2,000. What was the original amount? That was $10,000. Multiply it by 100. Okay, so the interest rate is 20%. Okay, that how you will determine the interest rate. So suppose if you have invested $10,000 today, and for example after 1 year you just do the calculation that how much your business is now. For example, it is up 12,000, so then you can find out that I have earned 20%. Okay, so that is called the interest rate, percentage per unit time. So see, that is 20% per year. So now you can use it for the future prediction, that for example after 5 year, after 5 year how much you will have. So in 1 year if you are increasing your amount by 20%, so after 2 year you will have 40% increase, after 3 year you will have 60% increase, after 4 year you will have 80% increase, and after 5 year you will have 100% increase. So after 5 year then you will have $20,000. Okay, Remember the time unit for the interest rate is 1 year. Interest rate that will be in percentage. For example, if you are giving money or you are investing money and you are accounting the interest rate, for example 8%, so what will be this 8% mean? It means that 8% increase in 1 year. Okay, the unit will be, yeah, the period will be 1 year. And when the total interest earned or charged is linearly proportional to the initial amount of loan, to the initial principal amount, then the interest rate and the number of interest period, then that interest is called the simple interest. Now see, for example, per 1 year, yeah, per first year, the interest rate is 20%. Suppose for the next year, after second year, the amount is 10,000 to 14,000. So see, again here, the increase is, in second year, the increase is $2,000. Yeah, the increase is 20%. Okay. See, at first, yeah, principally, you will, you have $10,000. After 1 year, you have 12,000. After third year, you have 14,000. After third year, you have 16,000. Okay, after 4 year, you have 18,000. Now see, the amount is increasing by each and every year 20% of the original amount. Okay, 20% of the original amount. So that is called the linear interest. Yeah, that is called the simple interest. Okay, see, the total interest earned or paid may be computed by using this formula. Suppose you have the principal amount P, you have given it for this much period. Yeah, you have invested it for this much period, n is the number of years. And suppose the interest rate per year is I, so this will be the total profit, yeah, the total earning, yeah, the total interest which you can get from your investment. Okay, like remember, this interest rate is simple interest, mean each and every year the value will be constant and it will be based on the initial or principal or basic amount. So the total interest, yeah, the total profit, yeah, the total earning will be equal to this one. Now, at the end of this period, yeah, after n years, what will be the total value? So the future value will be equal to the present value plus the total interest. Okay, the total amount you will receive. For example, if you have invested, for example, you have invested this amount per this much year and you are expecting this much profit per year. Okay, so after n year, how much amount you will have? That will be the present amount plus the total earned, and the total earned is equal to P multiplied by N multiplied by I. Okay, that is called the simple interest. For example, if $5,000 were loaned, अगर आपने किसी से कर्जा लिया हुआ है for 5 years, okay, at a simple interest rate of 7% per year, so how much you will have to pay extra? You have taken $5,000, या simply for example इसको cancel कर दें. For example, you have invested $5,000, you have invested $5,000 at a rate of 7% for 5 years. So how much you will get the benefit? Yeah, how much profit will be obtained from this investment? Okay, so see, the invested amount plus, no, sorry, multiplied by number of years multiplied by rate of investment, या rate of profit, rate of earning, या simple interest rate. So after 5 years, you will obtain the profit or earning of $1750. So the total amount you will have after 5 years, that will be 5,000 plus 1750, which is 6750. Okay, clear? Simple interest. I think it is easy. मंसूर वाली लेटर वाले
सर मसले का वला वो स्टिक शो सर न जॉइन पे
لا مصاريف بقية كانوا overtime هذا. Now we have the compound interest. See the interest that is computed on the original unpaid debt and the unpaid interest. Just clear the concept. For example, you have X amount today. For example, you have to invest it for 5 years at an interest rate of I. Okay. Now see, after 1 year, for the first year, the interest, see, interest rate is I, but it is compound interest. Now, how you will calculate the total profit or total earning from this amount? Okay. So see, after 1 year, how much amount you will have? That is the present amount plus the profit during this 1 year. So how much will be that profit during this 1 year? That will be the present amount multiplied by 1, because the year is 1, and multiplied by interest rate. Okay, mean this is the profit per first year, and this is your initial amount. So after 1 year, you will have this much money. Okay, now after second year, after 2 years, after second year, how much amount you will have? Now see, after 1 year, how much you have? Y plus. Now for the second year, the interest will be accounted into the money after 1 year, not to the initial amount. Remember, this is the point. For the second year, the interest will be accounted. Now see, for the second year, again, the duration is 1 year. Okay, after 1 year, up to after second year, the duration is 1 year. The interest rate will be that I, but that interest is multiplied with the money after 1 year. Now here you can see that here that profit is also included. So the interest is also applied into the that profit money. So after second year, for example, you have this much amount. Okay. Now see, after third year, after third year, now after third year, you will have the money after second year plus the earning at third year. So the earning at third year will be finded out by multiplying the interest rate with the earning आफ्टर सेकंड ईयर. मीन ये जेड वैल्यू अगर आप देख लेना, इसमें सेकंड ईयर का प्रॉफिट इंक्लूडेड है, सेकंड ईयर का इंटरेस्ट इंक्लूडेड है. सो फॉर द थर्ड ईयर द इंटरेस्ट इज अप्लाइड टू द बेसिक मनी प्लस द इंटरेस्ट अर्नड at the second year plus the interest earned at the first year. Okay, so with respect to the time, the interest or the earning is increasing. Yeah, the interest is accounted with the principal money plus the interest money. मीन इंटरेस्ट पे इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है, सो इसको कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट कहते हैं। कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट इज मोस्ट कॉमनली यूज्ड इन प्रैक्टिस एंड रिफ्लेक्ट द इफेक्ट ऑफ time value of money. Okay, because if you did not account the interest on interest, then there will be no earning from your already earned money. ओके मीन आप एक प्रॉफिट कर लेना, फिर उस प्रॉफिट को भी इन्वेस्ट कर लेना, तो उस प्रॉफिट से भी प्रॉफिट आएगा। ठीक है, अगर उस प्रॉफिट को आप इन्वेस्ट ना करें तो उस प्रॉफिट की वैल्यू कांस्टेंट होगी एंड इट विल लॉस इट्स वैल्यू। सो द टोटल इंटरेस्ट अर्न मीन, अब अगर आप सी एन ईयर के लिए इतना अमाउंट आप कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट पे दे रहे हैं। ओके, एन ईयर के लिए सपोज पी अमाउंट प्रेजेंटली है, आप आई पे दे रहे हैं, सो आफ्टर एन ईयर हाउ मच विल बी द टोटल अर्निंग, सो दैट इज इक्वल टू द प्रेजेंट अमाउंट multiplied by 1 plus I to the power n minus p. That will be the earning, that will be the profit, that will be the interest. Then in future how much you will have, that is the present plus the interest which you have earned in n years. Okay, let's see what is the future value of $2,000. Suppose if you have invested it at a rate of 8% after 3 years. Okay, so see, after 1 year how much amount you will have, the basic amount plus the interest. इंटरेस्ट किस तरह फाइंड करते हैं, इंटरेस्ट रेट मल्टीप्लाइड बाय इनिशियल मनी मल्टीप्लाइड बाय इसके साथ पीरियड होता है ना, तो पीरियड तो 1 ईयर है। ओके, सो आफ्टर 1 ईयर you will have $216. Now for the second year, see, for the second year this $216 will be used as a principal money and the interest rate will be accounted for the second year, the interest rate will be accounted to this 216. Now here you can see that here we have 200 is the basic money and $16 is that interest, so that interest is also included here. Okay, so the interest is accounted on the top of interest. So after second year you will have this much dollar, then after third year you can see the principal amount is this amount plus the interest is accounted to their total interest which is earned in the last 2 years, and after third year you will have $251. And see, if you are calculating it simple interest rate, so after 3 year how much you will have, 2000 plus, sorry, 200 plus 200 multiplied by 3 year multiplied by 0.08. Okay, so if you just calculate it, you will get 248. Okay, $248. So see, it's simple interest after 3 year you will have $248, but at compound interest after 3 year you will have $251. So this approximately $4 increase जो है, that is from the interest. Okay, so when the interest is accounted on the top of interest, that is called the compound interest. Just see the comparison. For example, you have $10,000 invested. Suppose at one side you are getting 10% simple interest, at second side you are getting 7% compound interest. See, the rate of compound interest is less than the rate of the simple interest, But see here, after 1 year, the total amount will be same. After the 10th year, after the 20th year, after the 30 year, see the difference. The compound interested amount is too much greater than the simple interested amount. See, rate different है, compound interest 3% कम है simple interest से, but still after 30th year the total amount is greater than the simple interested amount. और अगर आप इन्वेस्ट कर लें सेम मनी at a same interest rate of simple and compound, see 10% simple interest, 10% compound interest. Now you can see the increase that after 30 year सिंपल इंटरेस्ट से कितना इंक्रीज होगा और 30 सॉरी कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट से कितना इंक्रीज होगा, मीन द फ्यूचर वैल्यू ऑफ $1,000 आफ्टर 30 ईयर एट अ कंपाउंड रेट it will be approximately $17,000 and at a simple interest it will be $7,000. Okay, see $10,000 लेंट पर 3 years. सपोज आपने कर्जा लिया हुआ है 3 years के लिए ऑफ $1 lakh एट इंटरेस्ट रेट ऑफ 10% कंपाउंडेड, ठीक है, कंपाउंडेड. सो हाउ मच यू विल हैव टू रीपे आफ्टर 3 years. So what will be the interest per first year? That is the principal amount multiplied by the interest rate. So per 1 year you will have to pay 10,000 more. So see, after 1 year how much will be the dues? 1,10,000. Now per the second year, see, for the second year the interest will be accounted on this due amount. See here 10,000 interest is also included, remember. So that 1,10,000 multiplied by the interest rate. So see, again for the second year the interest is $11,000. For the first year the interest was $10,000. For the second year the interest is $11,000. So after second year how much you will have to pay? Yeah, what will be the dues? That will be 1,21,000. Now for the second year the interest will be computed based on the due amount after second year, which is $121,000 multiplied by the interest rate. So see, for the third year the interest will be $12,100. For the first year it was 10,000, for the second year it was 11,000, for third year it is 12,100. Mean every year the interest is increasing. Okay, because for the next year the previous year interest is accounted. So see, after 3 years how much will be the dues, how much you will have to pay? That is 133,000, 133 and 100 इतना, ठीक है. एंड सी अगर आप सिंपल से कर दे, सिंपल इंटरेस्ट से, सो सिंपल इंटरेस्ट मीन द प्रेजेंट अमाउंट विच इज 1 lakh plus the present amount multiplied by the number of years multiplied by 10%. So it will be $130,000. And here we have $133,100. Okay. Is it clear the difference between just simple interest and compound interest? Clear हो गया?
यस सर.
जी, और कोई रिस्पॉन्स करे ना, सुख सुख दे दी.
यस सर मेरे.
अच्छा, now see we have some terminologies like accounting and finance होता है, accounting होता है, ओके, सो इसी बेसिक सेंटेंसेस हैं, जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड कर लें. Accounting is whenever you are just keeping and preparing the financial record of an entity. Suppose if you have, for example, just suppose if you have a vehicle, for example, if you have a rent car, you have a rent car. So suppose you purchase it at some X amount, then for example, you are using it for local driving purposes, for renting purposes. So for example, per first month, how much you have, we can say that how much you have earned per second year, how much you have earned per third year, suppose per third month, how much you have earned. For example, at the end of 1 year, see, the car was purchased as X amount. After 1 month, you have earned Y amount. After second month, you have earned Z amount. After fourth month, you have earned M amount. At the first month, for example, you have, uh, we can say that for the fuel purposes, for the maintenance purposes, okay, suppose you have lost A amount, for the second you have lost B amount, for the third you have lost C amount. So one is your earning, see, X is the basic amount which you have invested, Y, Z, and this M, these are the earning. A, B, and C, these are the expenses. So just keeping this record, just preparing this record, that is called what? Accounting. Okay. Accounting is a process of analyzing, recording, and summarizing. Okay, you have earning, you have expenses, so you are just recording these things, and at the end, after 3 months, suppose you just summarize it, that how much you have expended, how much you have earned. So then you find out the net profit, that how much is the net earning, how much is the clear profit. This is called what? Accounting. Okay, the analysis are verification and reporting. Okay, accounting, which is being also called is the language of business. Okay, it measure the result of an organization in term of money. Okay, just you are measuring the results, that how much you have earned, okay, and how much you have, and what are your expenses. So then you are comparing these things, and at the end you will get the net benefits. Okay, in this accounting, the investors are involved. That suppose if we have, suppose if you have an organization, for example, there are 3 4 peoples are involved, so each and every one will have some share. Okay, so then you can say that suppose someone have this much share, another one have this much share, another one have this much share. Okay, we have the creditors, the management, the regulator, the workers, the laborers. So for each and everyone, at the end you are just finding out that how much is their salaries, how much is the expenses, and how much we have earned the total amount. So at the end, then you are finding out the, yeah, you are doing the decisions, yeah, you are doing the judgment, that either the business or organization is going in profit or in loss. Okay, so for that purposes, you will have to keep the record, you will have to summarize that record, and at the end you will uh, get that either the business or organization is in profit or in loss. Okay, and this keeping this record, preparation of this record, recording of this record, summarizing of this record, analysis of this record, that is called the accounting. Accounting or accountancy is the measurement, processing, and communication of the financial information. Okay, जिस तरह होता है ना, गवर्नमेंट करते हैं कि we have lost this much dollar in electricity and this much dollar in this thing and this thing. So that is actually the measurement, processing, and then communicating the information. Okay, about the individual entities of an organization, about the machineries, about the products, about the raw materials, about the buildings, about the employees. Okay, for each and everything, whenever you are measuring their values in term of money, you are processing their values, and you are getting some results in terms of profits or loss, that is called accounting. Okay, so some of the basic accounting terms include, see, revenue, mean the total amount which is coming into the organization. Okay, the total amount which is coming into the organization, that is called revenue. Expenses is the total जो खर्चा हो जाता है ना, total खर्चा, expenses. Okay, see, in accountancy, in accounting, mostly we are dealing with these things, that how much amount is coming into the organization and how much amount is going from the organization. So just keeping this record, analyzing this record, maintaining this record, summarizing this record, that is called accounting. Okay, then we have the assets. Assets mean anything which you have, either it will be the tangible assets or intangible assets, which we have discussed in previous class. Okay, mean anything which have some value. Liabilities, the amount which you have to pay, mean अगर आपने किसी से कर्जा लिया हुआ है, if you have borrowed some money, if you have taken loan from bank, or if the building is on rent, mean building अपना नहीं है, rent पे है. Salaries, if some people or laborers are involved in your organization, so see, their salaries, rent of the building, interest on loan, suppose if you have taken the loan. Okay, so salaries, rent, that interest, this amount you have to pay, आपने देना है किसी को, that are called the liabilities. Okay, then we are preparing the income statement, and that is also called the balance sheet, that how much is coming to the organization and how much is going out from the organization. That is called the balance sheet. Yeah, that is called the statement of cash flow. See, cash flow, flow mean flowing into the organization or outing from the organization. Okay, so this thing is just called the accounting. Now, to maintain the full and systematic record of business transaction to a certain profit or loss of the businesses is run to earn profit. Okay, I mean, these are just the main objective, that why we are keeping this record of revenue and expenses, how we are keeping the record of the cash flows. So just to find out what, that the organization is going in profit or in loss, and also to defect the financial position of the business. Okay, that most of the organization are preparing their accounting, and after 1 year then they are deciding that currently our हमारे पास इतने डॉलर्स है, जिस तरह पाकिस्तान में बार बार वो कह रहे हैं ना कि we have this much reserve dollars, we have this much जो है बिरूनी कर्जा है, अंदरूनी कर्जा है. So all of these things are come from the accounting. Okay, to provide accounting information to the interested parties. Okay, now mean in the organization different people will be involved. Okay, so then you will have to share the information with them. So see, we have again we have two terms, one is the finance and second one is the accounting. I think accounting is now clear. That is just the summarizing the financial transaction, summarizing the financial flow, the outgoing flow and the इनगोइंग फ्लो, जितना अमाउंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में आ रहा है और जितना अमाउंट आउट जा रहा है. Also you can apply it on yourself. Suppose at the start of money, how at the start of month, how much money you have, that is your pocket money, that is your principal amount, that is your initial amount, that is your present amount. Now from the first date you just keep the record, that how much you have expended in your, suppose, hostel charges, mobile charges, other charges for the second day, how much you have expended for the third day, how much you have expended, and at the end of the month you just calculate your all expenses and compare it with your initial amount. So फिर आप कह सकते हैं कि आप शॉर्ट ऑफ बजट है ना, फिर घर को क्या कहते हैं कि हमें एक्स्ट्रा पैसे चाहिए, वो कम है. अगर ये एक्स्ट्रा है तो फिर आपके पास एक्स्ट्रा बच जाते हैं. सो दैट इज द समराइजिंग द फाइनेंशियल फ्लो. एंड फाइनेंस क्या है? दैट इज द ब्रांच ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स डील्स विद द इफिशिएंट मैनेजमेंट ऑफ एसेट्स एंड liability. Assets क्या है? Anything which you have and having some value. And what are liability? The amount which you have to pay. Okay, for example, in assets, you will have machinery, you will have some skills, you will have raw material, you will have some other equipments that or you will have some cash money, you will have some vehicle. So that are the assets of the organization. Now, what are the liability? Suppose you have taken some amount, some loan from the bank, you will have to pay the salaries of the employees, you will have to pay the rent of the building, you will have to buy some raw material, you will have to buy some other extra material, for example, fuel hai, or you will have to pay the electricity bill, the gas bills, the fuel charges. So all of these things you will have to pay. These are called the liabilities. And the thing which you have and having some value, these are called the assets. Now, how you will efficiently manage your assets and liabilities, that is called finance. And keeping the record of finance, that is called accounting. Okay, study of assets requirement, aim in strategy control, designing management. Okay, ratio analysis, ये चीजें उसमें होती है because management is involved. And here we have the uh, cost and profit and financial information. Okay, here we are just finding out the profit and loss. At the end, we are getting what? Profit and loss. And here we are getting what? The best management. Okay, so financing is about managing your resources, managing your assets and liabilities. And accounting is recording that management, yeah, keeping the record of that, we can say that of that information, of that cash flows. Okay, then we have different types of the accounts, that what you have to keep, mean किस चीज का आपने रिकॉर्ड रखना होगा. Okay, so we have five terms. One is the assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, and expenses. Most of the terms are already explained. So see, assets are anything which have some value, and these will be either the tangible assets or non-tangible assets. For example, you have cash money, you have machinery, you have buildings, you have vehicles. See, the copyright, बास कंपनीज के कॉपीराइट्स होते हैं, या सी बास कंपनी का जो नेम होता है, अक्सर क्या लिखा होता है? नाम ही कॉपी है. ओके, ब्रांडेड होता है ना, एक ब्रांड होता है. दैट इज आल्सो द एसेट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, बिकॉज ड्यू टू दैट ब्रांड, ड्यू टू इट्स लोगो, ड्यू टू द नेम ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, उनकी वैल्यू ज्यादा होती है. सो दैट इज आल्सो द एसेट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. ये भी उनका एक असासा है ना, नेम होता है, लोगो होता है, उनके पास स्किल्स होते हैं, उनका कॉपीराइट होता है, मशीनरी, कैश, बिल्डिंग्स, vehicles, other lands, these are the assets. Okay, now see, the cash, machinery, buildings, and vehicles, these can be directly converted into dollars, that can be directly converted into hard money. So these are called tangible assets. Tangible assets. Now see, logo or name of the organization or copyright of the organization और लाइसेंस जो होता है किसी कंपनी के साथ, अगर लाइसेंस हो तो उसकी वैल्यू ज्यादा होती है. सो लाइसेंस, लोगो, नेम, कॉपीराइट, these things cannot be directly converted into money. So these are called the नॉन टेंजिबल एसेट्स या इनटेंजिबल एसेट्स, जिस तरह प्रीवियस लेक्चर में भी हमने डिस्कस किया था। एसेट्स तीन टाइप्स के होते हैं, करंट एसेट्स, फिक्स्ड एसेट्स एंड नॉन टेंजिबल एसेट्स। करंट एसेट्स मीन all things presently available and some things are fixed. For example, building of the organization, that is fixed. Okay, both are recorded on a balance sheet. So now keeping the records of these assets, current assets, fixed asset, non-tangible assets, intangible assets, that is called the balance sheet. Just in an Excel sheet, we are just summarizing it. Okay, so a balance sheet outline a company balance of income and spending, that how much money is coming into the organization and how much money is going from the organization. Okay, so just keeping that record is called the accounting, and that record is kept in a balance sheet, yeah, in an just in an Excel sheet, which is called the balance sheet. Okay. So see, then we have two types of the assets which we have discussed. One is the tangible, second one is the intangible. So those assets which have the physical existence. Okay, for example, vehicle, machinery, buildings, and its cost can be easily determined. You can easily evaluate the cost कि बिल्डिंग का कास्ट कितना है, व्हीकल का कास्ट कितना है, तो टोटल अवेलेबल एसेट्स कितने हैं. And intangible assets do not have physical existence. For example, softwares, logos, names, license, copyrights. Okay, these are the intangible assets. Now see, with respect to the time, the for example, अगर आप ले ले license of an organization. So with respect to the time, लाइसेंस कुछ ड्यूरेशन के लिए होता है, 1 ईयर के लिए, 2 ईयर्स के लिए होता है. विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द टाइम वो लाइसेंस क्या हो जाता है, एक्सपायर होता है. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड द amortization. See, reduction in the value of an intangible assets mean reduction in the value of intangible assets, that is called amortization. Suppose a company developed a software and the copyright of that software is this much per 3 year. Okay, for example, a company developed a software and he create the copyright for 3 year for this much month, for this much amount. Now see, at the start of the first year, the copyright value is this much. After the start of second year, what will be the value of that copyright? It will be this one. So see, the value of copyright is decreased. Now see, at third year, yeah, after the second year, the value of copyright will be 10 lakh. So the value is decreased. Now at the end of third year, the value of copyright will be 0. Mean per each and every year, 10 lakh is accounted as a copyright. So see, the value is reduced. So the reduction in the value of intangible asset is called amortization. And the reduction in the value of tangible asset, that is called what? Depreciation. Okay, for example, you buy a car today at $50,000. So after 1 year, see, now the car is tangible asset. Suppose you buy a car today at $50,000. Suppose after 1 year, its value is 40,000. So the value of car is reduced by 10,000. That is called depreciation. So the reduction in the value of intangible asset is called amortization, and the reduction in the value of tangible asset is called depreciation. Then we have different methods that how you will determine this depreciation. See, why the value will be reduced. This is most important. Now see, for example, simplest example is take the example of mobile phone. दुकान में मोबाइल खरीदते हैं तो जिस तरह आप उसको ओपन कर लेना दोबारा फिर वही कीमत पे वो फरोख्त नहीं होता. ठीक है, 20,000 पे आप एक मोबाइल लेते हैं ना, कल दोबारा चले जाए उस या कल उसको फिर आप अगर सेल करना चाहते हैं तो वो फिर 15,000 पे सेल होगा. So the value of that mobile phone is reduced by 5,000. That is called depreciation. Okay? और ये क्यों होता है? एक ये है कि ड्यू टू द यूजेस, सपोज इफ यू हैव व्हीकल और सपोज इफ यू हैव मशीनरी, सो विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द यूज, अगर आप उसको बार बार यूज कर रहे हैं ना तो उसका वैल्यू डिक्रीज हो जाएगा. आल्सो विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द वियर एंड टियर, उसमें जो डैमेज आ जाता है. या मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी. फॉर एग्जांपल टुडे यू हैव समथिंग एंड आफ्टर 1 year सम न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी इज डेवलप्ड, फिर ओल्ड टेक्नोलॉजी की वैल्यू खत्म हो जाती है, उसकी फिर वो कास्ट नहीं होती. और अनफेवरेबल मार्केट कंडीशन, और उसमें कोई मसला हो, टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम हो, सो ड्यू टू द यूजेस, wear and tear, either new technology or unfavorable market conditions, the value of the tangible assets can be reduced, and this reduction is called depreciation. Clear?